this is Ajus. I'm the instructor for Arduino Programming course. In the previous episode, you have learned the hardware details of the Arduino Uno. For a beginner to get started, these foundations are necessary. This is all about the content of the previous episode. In this episode, you'll be learning how to use the Arduino IDE and what are its features. Getting straight to the point, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, which helps us to write, compile, and upload the code to the board. So without wasting any time, let's open our code editor. Here I'm using beta version, and if you're on the normal version, do not worry. It's pretty much the same. I'm using the beta version because it has a dark mode, which I like the most, and it comes with the debugging feature. So extras aside, this is how the interface looks like when you open the software. When you're opening it for the first time, you might see this small script like void setup and then void loop. These are called functions. If you don't understand these terms, do not worry. In the upcoming episodes, I'll teach what are these. As of now, just keep in mind that when you write and dump some code to the board, these functions must be there in your code. That's why they're called bare minimum. Now we'll see what are the features and how to use this IDE. As I've told, I'm using beta version because it has some extra features than the normal IDE. So I chose to use this. Before we actually start with the programming, we need to get set to the prerequisites. The prerequisites are, make sure the board extensions are installed, because if you're on the beta version, then you have to manually install it. To confirm, under menu bar, go to tools and then boards, then select boards manager. Once tap on it, it opens a small tab at the left, and at the top tab shows up details related to Arduino AVR boards. If you don't find this small icon saying install, then you have to manually install this. So to install this, get on your cursor and tap on install. And this extension is more than enough for you as a beginner. Once you're done with that, just connect the Arduino board to your PC to check if the installation is fine. Here I'll write some code to verify whether everything is working fine or not. So I'll write serial.begin 9600, and in the next line I'll write serial.print, inside the double quotes I'll write working fine. So before we actually upload this code, we need to save this to the default directory. To do so, just go to file under menu bar and then save as, and then rename it to something that you wish. I'll name it to code test and then save, and then you're done saving the file. So to verify the code that I've written, I have to verify it by compiling. To do so, just tap on the verify button and wait for a couple of seconds. If the code is error free, you'll get a prompt saying compilation is complete. So if there is an error with the code, an error will pop up on the output window. Let's create some error within the code and then we'll verify it again. To do that, I'll remove one of the semicolons from the code, which will lead to syntax error. The syntax is nothing but the grammatical rules in the programming language. So if you violate these rules, then it leads to syntax error. Just keep in mind that a semicolon is the instruction for the compiler saying it's the end of the statement. So now if we verify, we got the error as expected. It is saying expected semicolon before closing curly brackets. I assume that now we got the idea of why to use verify button, and then we'll correct the code as before to dump this code to the Arduino board. To do that, tap on the upload button, which is next to the verify button. Once upload is successful, you'll get a prompt saying the upload is complete. Now what if you want to visualize the data in real? For that we need to make use of serial monitor. To open up the serial monitor, go to tools under menu bar and then serial monitor. Once you tap on it, you can see a message that's popping up that's working fine. It's not because since it is working fine, it's because I'm printing the text with the help of the serial print function, which you'll learn in upcoming episodes. Just to clear your doubt, I'll change this to subscribe, and then if I upload, it is printing subscribe. Just assume that you're planning to build some heavy projects which will be of 1000 lines, but you don't want to waste time writing the code for all the sensors. For example, I'll take an example of servo motor. So to reduce the complexity of the code, Arduino community is helping you to access the libraries where others have written it for you. Libraries are nothing but a collection of functions which has something in common. Now don't break your head if you don't understand these terms. In the end of the course, you'll be able to define what are these. To use these libraries, just go to sketch under menu bar and then include library, then tap on manage libraries. I'm going to include the library of servo in my code. But the thing is that the servo library that I actually wanted isn't available in this beta version, but it is available in the normal version. I don't know why they have not included, but the cool fact is if you have installed it in the normal version, it automatically gets connected to the beta as well. So if you have both the IDs installed on your PC, then nothing to worry. Better to use normal version so that you'll not face any problem with the libraries. You might also ask how to include these libraries to the code file. Just type #include, then the name of the file with the .h extension inside the greater than less than symbol. For example, if I'm using servo library, then #include servo.h. This is called preprocessor directive. This must be written at the top of the code. This was it for this episode, and if you learned something new, then a sub to the channel would be considered. Thank you.